Have you ever watched The Magic School Bus? In one of the episodes, they shrink down, go into one of the kids' bloodstream and into the stomach to see what is wrong with him. Well, imagine if we use a robot to do this such thing, plus more. For example, not only could we go into the robot, but we can use these robots to search for survivors just to make sure they are okay. Microrobots are the future of our medical and safety needs. In the next few minutes, I will explain how microrobots will help us medically and how they can save lives after a natural disaster such as an earthquake or when a bridge collapses. If you're wondering, as I did when I began to investigate what exactly a microrobot is, let me tell you. And I quote, a microrobot is a term that refers to robotics on a much smaller scale. It involves miniature robots known as microrobots that are often developed for research purposes or specific use in the biotech industry, like diagnostics and treatment. According to Jacob from Built-In, microrobots help medical professionals by putting medication in the blood system, taking out tissue samples, and assisting with surgeries. Microrobots will assist in treating and diagnosing patients. According to National Library of Medicine, written by Soto, Wang, Abend, and Demirci, there would be an advantage to using microrobots as surgical tools. This would be an advantage due to their small size, giving access to areas that surgical tools cannot get to. According to National Library of Medicine, and I quote, researchers will illustrate micro/nanobots devices that collect tissue samples and bacteria for reduction of damage to tissue, lowering invasive and advancing diagnosis. Using a microrobot would be a huge advancement in medication. For example, in China, they created a microrobot that was able to pass through the blood barrier of the brain. According to Discover magazine, this means that brain surgery might be able to be performed using a microrobot. Studies show that microrobots are going to assist the medical community with diseases. Microrobots will be able to target the diseased tissue, making it easier for them to be removed. According to the National Library of Medicine, doctors have challenges in diagnosing diseases in patients. Most diseases are not symptomatic, which makes it hard to diagnose correctly. Yet with microrobots, clinicals would be able to enhance optical procedures. They would be able to use this technology to quickly and accurately diagnose the disease. According to the National Library of Medicine, and I quote, researchers have illustrated microrobotic devices that collect tissue samples and bacteria for reduction of damage to tissue via a lowering invasive surgery and advancement in diagnosis. Microrobots have been tested in different areas of the body, including the gastrointestinal tract, the blood vessel, and the brain. There has been lots of advancements in the medical community. Now, we will discuss how the microrobots can help with natural disasters or after a bridge collapses to help find survivors. Microrobots will help assessing the safety of bridges to help prevent a bridge collapsing and also help locate people underneath the rubble and debris to make sure that they are okay. Microrobots will be able to assist in the search and rescue of people who are trapped in rubble and due to the collapse of a building or natural disaster. According to Sarah Bergenbrider, microrobots will be used to assess the safety of bridges to prevent collapses, as discussed in her TED Talk speech. Aurelia Horn-Miller writes in Forbes magazine, such robots do exist. These microrobots are called Hammer. Harvard's Abilitarian Microrobots, a tiny robot device that can fly, that can swim, walk on water, or even race on land. Imagine the impact this could have on the world if it can be used in search and rescue during an earthquake or another said natural disaster. When a building collapses, we can send in a swarm of micro robots which are able to search the rubble for survivors. The robots are able to gain access to very tiny spaces, making it easier for them to get to the survivors, unlike us humans. The number of lives that can be saved are countless. In conclusion, there is tremendous amount of information on how microrobots can help with medical and our safety needs. This new technology will save countless of lives, turn the advancement in medical and search and rescue. Research has been developed to show the importance of microrobots in surgery and in fighting diseases and in making sure that we can locate a survivor if needed underneath rubble and debris and making sure that our bridges are firmly safely.